What is up, wrestling fans? This is Kayfabe Chronicles, and I am your host, JP. Well, it is Wednesday night, and this week's episode of NXT has wrapped up. What the heck happened? I'm going to let you know right now. Hello, and welcome to the live stream. This is Kayfabe Chronicles, and I am your host, JP. If this is your first time here, please stick around for a little while. Partake in the chat room to the left-hand side of the screen. And if you like what you see, make sure to crush like, hit subscribe, and click the bell notification for whenever we go live. We always go live every single Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, except for pay-per-view nights, where we will always go on after the event itself. And of course, Wednesday, today, we always go on after NXT. Sorry I'm a little bit late this week. I had to work. Today is Boxing Day here in Canada, which is essentially Black Friday to you guys in the States. So extremely busy. I work retail, so I was in all day, insanely busy. Got home, watched NXT, just finished, and now we're going to talk about it. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you doing this evening? How was your Christmas? I hope everything was wonderful for you. I missed you Sunday. I didn't get to see you this Sunday. It was a sad chat room. Don't worry, I had my buddy Robert here. It was cool. We had some communications going on. It was all good. Yo is swole. She is amazing. All right, so what are we talking about? You know what we're talking about. NXT. Okay, so not many matches this week's episode, which is great because it gave them more time to pump out long matches. So we started off with the Fatal 4-Way match to determine the new #1 contender for Shayna Baszler's NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver Phoenix. It was Bianca Belair taking on Io Shirai, taking on Mia Yim, taking on Lacey Evans. Match itself, super fun. Super fun match. Like I said, I love all four of these women very much. Like I said, they all bring a different style to it. Lacey Evans is very powerhouse, very technical. Io's a pure high flyer. Bianca's just flat out just power, and Mia's very submission based, technical as well. Good mix of all four of them. Match was as normal, like a very standard Fatal 4 match. Not a lot of action from all four of them at the same time, just a lot of one-on-one while the other two are powdered out of the ring. But I believe that all four ladies had a really good opportunity to shine during this match. Lacey Evans especially. Lacey really stole the match for me. She was in the match for a good chunk of it, showing off a lot of the stuff that she can do. Great character work. Worked very well in the ring. A lot of fun stuff. A lot of great high spots I really liked. I liked when Io ran to the ropes and she got caught and just kind of thrown through the ropes. So kind of like a suicide dive, but not self-inflicted. So she was countered into a suicide dive, which was a lot of fun. Another great thing I like Bianca Belair picked up Io Shirai and did like a reverse flip powerbomb outside of the ring. A lot of great stuff. A lot of close calls. A lot of near falls in this match for sure. Match Enzo, like everybody's just beating the living crap out of each other. Io hits the Asai moonsault onto Lacey Evans, but Bianca Belair manages to break that up. She throws Io Shirai out of the ring, knocking out Mia Yim, and then picks up Lacey Evans and hits Lacey with the KOD, the Kiss of Death. And Bianca Belair is your new #1 contender for the Women's Championship, which I think is great. Bianca has done nothing but just shoot to the moon since kind of coming out of the Performance Center. The match that really sold it for me was her match against Kairi Sane in the first Mae Young Classic. I really never watched Bianca a lot, didn't really get her, and that match when she fought Kairi just blew my mind. I was like, holy crap, like this woman's only been wrestling like under 2 years, and I was just blown away, and I've been a fan of hers ever since that. Great send-off for Lacey for sure. Like we all know, Lacey Evans is moving up to the main roster, so it made sense that she wasn't going to win this match. So I think that's why they kind of had her in it for a good chunk, just to show like one last big hurrah before she moves off to the main roster. I think she's going to do really good. I think Lacey's going to do very well for herself on the main roster. But this all goes to show is like what's going to happen at Phoenix. Like, are they going to keep the undefeated streak going for Bianca? Are they going to pull the title off of Shayna? I don't know. Ultimately, I see Dakota, like I see in the chat room, is eventually going to beat Shayna because I'm really digging the fear storyline. Like I said, they've been drilling it into our heads that Dakota is scared of Shayna Baszler, except for the last match. Like the last match Shayna and Dakota had a couple weeks ago in NXT was freaking dope. That match was awesome. But yeah, I'm looking forward to NXT Takeover Phoenix. Shayna and Bianca are going to have a hell of a match. Like I said, it's going to be just submission based against pure power. Like I said, I don't see Shayna being able to outpower Bianca. Bianca's one of the strongest women on the roster, so I think it's going to be really, really good. Oh, and Tony and Rhea is going to be awesome at the UK Takeover show. I'm already calling it out. I think Rhea's going to hang on to that title until Tegan is healthy, and then Tegan's going to come back. And there you go, like sets that feud up perfectly. Like Rhea Ripley versus Tegan Nox down the road for the UK Championship. I think that's what they're building towards eventually. But yeah, Bianca Belair, new #1 contender. Great match. The very next match we had was a squash match. We got Riker taking on some generic dude. I don't even know. Like Riker from the Forgotten Sons. Squiggity squash. Nothing much to it. Just maybe a minute, if that. Just beat the living crap out of him. It's over. They're really pushing the Forgotten Sons as like a viable threat, which I think is cool because now that the Mighty are no longer going to be around because Nick Miller has been released from his WWE contract a couple weeks ago due to personal reasons. So they're one tag team down there. Plus, with the news of Heavy Machinery moving up, there's another tag team down there. So I think eventually they're going to really push for the Forgotten Sons to be kind of the next big up-and-comers, which makes sense. Like, they're super fun to work. I just feel really bad for Wesley Blake because he's been in NXT for a really, really, really long time. I think he was one of the founding members of NXT. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so close off the show, though, we had Undisputed Era taking on Heavy Machinery for the tag team titles. Forgot to mention there was a really sweet Velveteen Dream promo in between there, flat out saying that, look at everything I achieved in 2018 and 2019 is only just beginning, which I fully agree. By the year end, Velveteen is going to have some gold around his waist because that kid, holy crap, for 23 years old, he's got it. I don't know what he has, but he has it. All right, now on to the tag team match between my boys, Heavy Machinery, taking on Undisputed Era. Super fun match. Like, holy crap. Every single time these guys are in the ring, just sheer magic happens. A standard tag match, like Tucker Knight's in for a good chunk of the first half. Just like they slowly wearing the big man down. Every single time he tries to tag Otis in, they manage to break that up. Eventually, he does get the hot tag in. Otis comes in, cleans house, just goes all Otis as normal, except, like flat out said, Vince loves Otis. Who doesn't love Otis Dozovich? I think he's amazing. His character's great. Apparently, he's just super fun to hang out with. Locker room leader. Everybody in the NXT locker room loves just hanging out with him. Twitter, he's freaking hilarious. Like, some of the stuff he posts is just absolutely brilliant. So Otis finally comes in the ring, just knocks the crap out of everybody. Tags Tucker Knight in pretty quick, which is really weird considering that, Tucker's injured. Tucker does what he can do, beats up the guys. Tucker goes for a moonsault, does it, but does not hit it, which is very impressive for a guy of that height to pull it off. Loved that move. Eventually, he does get to tag in Otis again. Otis once again cleans house, but unfortunately, just the double teaming just is too much. Both members of Undisputed Era managed to knock out Tucker and then just both climb in the ring and beat up on Otis. Way beyond a 5 count, I might add. Like both of them are just double teaming Otis for at least 25 to 30 seconds, and the referee's just allowing it. I'm not a guy for the rules. I understand, the rules, but come on, at least make it look like you're trying to do something to prevent this. Because, I understand that's the only way you're going to beat the big man down, but, at least initiate the 5 count, have him leave the ring and come back in. At least find a way around the rules. Don't just let them do it, because I think that was kind of sloppy storytelling there. But whatever. And even Nigel McGuinness made a comment about it too. So, on the same page. We're on the same page. So finally, they managed to wear down Otis Dozovich. They hit him with the high-low, and Undisputed Era retained their tag team championship. Hell of a match. Great way to end off the Christmas season for sure. And great way to say goodbye to Heavy Machinery. Heavy Machinery, like we even said earlier, much like Lacey Evans, they are both moving up to the main roster. So I think that this was kind of their last hurrah before they move up to the main roster, because I do see them starting as soon as the new year happens. So it sucks that I'm losing my favorite tag team on NXT. Hopefully they do have something good for them on the main roster. I know main roster's a curse most of the time, so I'm really hoping they just have them do something and not just be some cheesy comedy act. But if the rumor is true and Vince does like Otis, maybe they'll have some tag team gold behind them. But yeah, great way to close off the night. Apparently there was an NXT show tonight taping in Madison Square Garden. I've been kind of following it a little bit on Twitter today. Looks pretty dope. Hopefully they'll be airing that. And other than that, great way to end off the Christmas season. So yeah, we have our next round of tapings coming up very, very soon, leading up to Royal Rumble / NXT TakeOver Phoenix season. It's going to be dope. But yeah, dug the show. Great, 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 great show indeed. All right, and that is all from this week in regards to NXT. Yeah, nothing really else going on. Yeah, no, they had an Madison Square Garden show tonight, Elizabeth. They was been following it on the phone all day. Some really good pictures. Let's see if we can bring one up, actually. Let's break the vibe. Let's check this out. Of course, I got WWE Supercard going. A lot of NXT people are on Supercard now. Really enjoying it. Still don't have my Dakota Kai card, though. It'll happen one day. Alright, let's take a look at this. See if I can find that really dope pick today. Alright. Eh. Sorry, Twitter's being really slow right now. Yeah, I cannot find that picture right now. But yeah, they are in NXT is in Madison Square Garden tonight. So well, apparently Sanity made an appearance tonight too. All right, cool. All right, sorry if I find the pictures, I will let you know. Deanna has long legs. I'm watching NXT. I'm actually very behind on NXT UK right now. I will probably watch that tomorrow, because after this I need to get to bed. Today was a long day. It was like a 12-hour work day. Yay, selling stuff. Alright, for all you guys who aren't normally on the channel, this is how it usually goes. I blab on about stuff and then fade off into darkness. Alright, so as always, though, if you guys like what you saw, make sure to crush like, hit that bell, subscription button, all that other good stuff, notifications. I'm tired, so tired. But what do you guys think about tonight's NXT? Let me know in that comment section below. As always, though, we go live every single Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, except for pay-per-view nights where we will always go on after the event. And, of course, Wednesday nights where we go on after NXT to review it. Heads up, next week, due to New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, my work schedule is kind of a little bit changed, so I'm working next Wednesday again. Later, so next week's NXT review will be will be later on. It won't be right after NXT. It'll be probably about the same time they were doing this tonight. It's probably 9:30 Central Time, maybe 10 o'clock Central Time. I don't know. We'll see. All right. As always, though, love you guys from the bottom of my heart. You guys are the reason why I do this. Tune in next week for sure. We will be having our top 10 favorite matches of the year. That's right. This year was a very good year for wrestling. I had a lot of matches I had to narrow down, and this is probably the hardest I've ever had to narrow stuff down. So I will be giving my top 10 favorite wrestling matches of the year. NXT, WWE. There's a couple other promotions in there. A very good year for wrestling. So that I'm aiming to get that out on New Year's Day, maybe New Year's Eve. We'll see. But yeah, that won't be a live feed. I got to edit and put some pictures and all that stuff. Mako against her. Maybe Mako will be on that list. I don't know. Alright, right. As always, guys, love you all. This is amazing. I hope you guys had yourselves a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. All that crazy jazz. This is JP from Kayfabe Chronicles, and I will see you guys next time.